about the art of interviewing and writing. So let's give a warm applause for Lifestyle Editor H.E.R. Clap it up.
So how y'all doing? How y'all doing this morning? Man, I'm glad y'all came out here in the rain. It's cold outside, but I'm glad that y'all here, man. That lets me know that y'all really about y'all business. Y'all about making it in life. Y'all about y'all goals, man. So y'all give it up for yourself for being out here in this rain, man. So my name is H.E.R. Shaw. My pen name is H.E.R. Shaw. Some of you may have read some of my stories and articles on Rolling Out. I'm the lifestyle editor, and I actually graduated from Georgia State. For y'all, give it up for that. What's up? That's what's up. So I'm going to kind of break down. I have three sections that I'm going to be doing: the art of pitching a story, the art of writing a story, and the art of interviewing. So these are like the 3 steps you to take: picking an interesting topic or angle, which is, I'm sure you guys are creative and you can always come up with something that you think is interesting to you and people who you hang out with. I always think about, like, what would my friends like? What would they find interesting? The top line is what we say: you got to make the story interesting to the people you're pitching to. So you got to kind of write it in a way you'll say, okay, this is going to benefit them and it's also going to benefit you. And then you give a summary of yourself as far as like what past work you've done and pretty much just like a bio of yourself so they can kind of know who you are and what you want to do with the article. So we want to go up next to the art of writing a story. How many of you guys you all media students, but how do you guys really like writing? Who likes to write? So that's pretty much everybody. So I guess raise your hands again. I want to go in the back. What's your name? You in the red? Yeah. Okay, Rich. So when you write, like, what's the first thing you do when you start writing? Like, what's your first step?
Brainstorming ideas. So I just take whatever's in my head and just write it all down on one sheet of paper, and then I kind of just narrow it down from there.
Okay. Who else? Go ahead. What's your name? Kellen. So what's your first step?
My first step is a lot of my things that I write come from my dreams. So
Oh, wow.
I have good memories. So I just remember my dreams and write the stuff down and then see what makes sense and what can be turned into something that hasn't already been done before.
Oh, that's nice. I like what. Go ahead.
I transcribe it.
Okay.
And I feel like sometimes if my mind is cluttered, I like take a break and then I put like the story together in my head. And then
Okay.
when I write, I just pull my quotes and then put the story together like that.
Okay. Now that's a good way to do it. I like. Anybody else in the back? What's your name?
Terrell.
What's up? So how do you begin?
So it depends on why I'm writing. If I'm either gonna start writing by trying to think about my audience, or I'm gonna start writing and just kind of jot down like little notes of things that I want to mention.
Okay.
Like if I'm doing it for me and I want to tell people like the first week or something like that, then just different bullet points that I want to get. But if it's something like for somebody else to read, then I make sure that whatever I say, they want to hear.
That's definitely important. Anybody else? All right, go ahead. What's your name?
Linda.
How you doing?
Good, thank you. So usually if I have like a writer's block, this is a great tip that has helped me break most writer's block. I analyze every single part of my day, from like browsing on social media to like interactions with people, and then think about the topics that I talked about in that, depending on what I'm writing for. If I'm writing for myself, that's what I do. And then I pull from that. So for example, I had a project I did a storyboard, and I saw a meme of like, it's like a dog with like bangs. And it was like when you go to a hairstylist and you like don't get what you wanted and you rather like just die. So I thought about that and I was like, okay, how can I make that a story? So I was like, okay, let me think about a protagonist goes to beauty supply, every single step of that, and then making it a story. So making like the boring interesting is possible if you're a good writer. So that's a tip for breaking writer's block.
Okay. Anybody else? Go ahead. What's your name? Yeah. All right.
I just start with research.
Okay.
Do a lot of writing on like
Research is great. So this is my and I think every writer pretty much have like their own way of like approaching the story, but this is kind of how I do it. I start with an outline, right? So it's kind of like what you say, you kind of gather your thoughts. I have to, sometimes we have so many thoughts that it can kind of like, kind of confuse us because we want to think and we want to say so much. So what I do is I write an outline. And so I kind of write the story in my head before I actually write the story, right? So that kind of helps me, like helps with the guide of like where you're gonna go. The thing is, you want to begin with the end in mind, which means that you want to know how you want to end this story before you even start it, right? So that's my thing, is to make sure that I write a good outline. Getting good quotes. That's really like, you always want to get good quotes, because the thing about a good quote can pretty much take a regular story and like pretty much make it go viral. If someone said this, if Michelle Williams said this about her husband Chad, I know they recently broke up, but we interviewed them like 2-3 weeks ago, and they were together, and like they're not together anymore. So it's like, we like searching for like quotes, like what did she say or what did he say. So always get good quotes, and that comes from like having good questions. And then write. Sometimes you're not going to get it right the first time. Sometimes you have to write several drafts. Go over the article. Make sure that everything is tight. You don't want to put out messy work. You want to make sure that the article is concise. That is telling the story that you wanted to tell. So always, write a good story, and sometimes you're gonna have to kind of go back and make sure that it's good. This is a story that we did on T.I. This summer. You can scroll up a little bit. So yeah, this is like the cover we did with T.I. And the thing about writing about T.I. is that he has like so much to talk about that you kind of want to make sure that you get everything in and also not like go overboard. So with him, I kind of talked about his how he pretty much turned his rap hustle into like this business hustle, and he's doing this whole different thing now that post rap, as far as like acting, things of that nature. So next is the art of the interview. How many of you guys like doing interviews? So what's your name? Amira. What's up? What up, princess? So everybody know Amira means princess. That's what it means. And Amira means prince. So Amira, interviewing, like what's like, how do you get prepared for an interview?
I watch past interviews of that
Okay.
particular person, actually.
Okay.
And then also research on them.
Okay. Who else? My man. Introduce yourself so the people can know who you are.
My name is Brandon. How I get prepared for an interview, I just pretty much have a conversation, do some research on them, and just be inquisitive. You don't know them, so like act like you really want to get to know them.
That's what's up. Who else? Go ahead. What's your name?
My name is Jay. A lot of my interviews have been like red carpet interviews.
Oh, yeah.
I really didn't know who was gonna be there.
Yeah.
So I just had like general questions that you could ask anybody, or like wild questions you could ask anybody that was just them like laughing or interacting and stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to give you guys my these are like my tips of like going into an interview, right? So there's 3 things, right, that you want to kind of that you can do that can kind of like get the entire story of a person, right? So you want to start out, where are they from? Like, where did they go through? What did they go through as a child? Like some of the trials and tribulations. You want to know where they come from. Like, what was it like? Like, when I interviewed Nipsey Hussle, he talked about walking the streets of Los Angeles, of Crenshaw, and that's a unique experience. So you want to always find that unique experience that everyone has. How did they get to today? So there's a reason why you're interviewing this person, right? So you need to know why. How did they get there? How did they get to you right now? Like what made them get to from point A to point B or C or whatever that is. So find what that is. And then where are they going? So basically, this is the part of the interview as far as like what's next. Like what do you see next, and what's your goals for your next project or just in life. So these are 3 things that you can do as far as like just basic tips of how to conduct an interview. And now we're gonna have several of our interns to actually conduct an interview with a celebrity. Y'all ready for the celebrity guest? How many of y'all like light-skinned Keisha? Y'all rock with her? Y'all rocking with light-skinned Keisha? That's what's up. So we about to bring her in. You know what I'm saying? She's gonna give y'all some insight on her new music, insight on like, her goals, things of that nature. So give us a few seconds and we're gonna kick this interview off with light skinned Keisha, all right?